Okie doke. Wish that would. I suppose I could like if I wanted to fade the music out, I could drag the volume slider very slowly
Got to
to
do it
make it
manually.
to make it a fade out. That would
I
be
do
a way
I
to.
I do that on stream a bit. It's probably yeah.
There's got to be a way to do it.
You
Like,
need the guy in the booth with the sliders. That's what you need.
yeah,
And they
yeah, yeah,
like do a little point to you when you're on or whatever. You need the
yeah,
whole
exactly. Man, if only we had a production team.
and that
Hi everyone, how's everyone going? How are you doing, chat? We're here to play some Apocalypse World. We're going to enter into the hopeful future of a war-blasted hellscape. I'm Ash. I use she/her pronouns. I'm going to be our GM for today, our MC, our master of ceremonies. And I have with me three lovely creatures who have all constructed for themselves some very healthy and well-adjusted alter egos. Admittedly, I feel like Josh has actually done that to a certain degree, which is, but I'm going to see how much we can break that. But let's get them to introduce themselves, starting with Sydney.
Hey, my name's Sydney. My pronouns are they, them. I'm an RPG structuralist and descriptivist, and I'm here to play Lockheed. Lockheed is our savvy head who, is Lockheed more well-adjusted? Was well-adjusted the adjective you used?
That was the one I was, yeah.
Yeah, is Lockheed more well-adjusted than me? No, and it's specifically just well-adjusted. Probably better than me at a lot of stuff, but Lockheed, who also uses they, them, is a savvy head who works in a local junkyard, which is why I have junkyarded my background
very
here.
appropriate.
Who is definitely not well-adjusted, and I think it could be more and more described by the phrase "pissy little bitch."
I mean, like to give you the appropriate flowers, Sydney. You are one of the more well-adjusted people I know. So that's
literal coffee spit take. Literally cleaning coffee off my screen at this point. By the way, that does make 2 of 3 sessions that I've spilt coffee.
You're good at this
during this stream. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not things that are not your strengths. Keeping coffee in cups.
Keeping coffee in my mouth.
Josh, how are you doing?
This could be a good opportunity for like a paper towel sponsorship.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This spit take brought to you by Bounty, the quicker, thicker picker-upper. I don't know if that's actually Bounty.
I feel like I'm not very good at doing those like fake sponsorships because like it's just not as culturally pervasive here. Like
yeah.
Wish that was
also,
the case here.
Quicker in the land of the free. That.
Yeah. Quicker, thicker, picker upper is how I would describe Saf as a character. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, tell us a little bit about Saf and where they're at, Josh.
Yeah, Saf is the Maestro D. I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns. I run Intelligame, do a lot of trying to develop thoughtful discussion around games and play. We just did a fundraiser yesterday for the Lebanese Red Cross and raised about 20K. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was a complicated fundraiser to put together, but I'm real happy for it. And Saf runs currently a multi-named establishment that is a hub of activities in space, but I feel like Saf's life, as complicated as it may have been before, it seems like it's about to get significantly more so.
I mean, at least part of that is Andrew's fault.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Andrew. I use they them pronouns. I am playing Wolf, and she is the gunlugger, and yeah, she is in a mood, having had a bad interaction recently with what she thought was a friend, and I'm sure things are going to be all up from here, and that she's going to make good decisions for the right reasons.
I did love that interaction, that thing of like care, like that sense of care being the like catalyst for that disconnect. right? The like, yeah,
just
the
a
thing of
gap
like,
in expectations.
I wish you would look after yourself. Being like, oh, so you don't actually like this person I am, is like, that's like, oh, you can't accept me being toxic to myself. Like,
Yeah.
is a great moment.
So I'm going to become
Like,
even more toxic. That'll
yeah,
show
exactly.
you.
Yeah. Josh, you remember when we had that conversation last time about like everyone getting along and being a cohesive party together? We're trying our best.
I was like, honestly, like wherever we go is fine. I think that's the
Where
goal.
the thing is that the thing is that it's because we as a group are cohesive and in on it together, then it works.
Yeah,
And
we
we're
can
enjoying
play
the
nice.
drama.
It's about it's just crafting whether the story itself is made of people all on the same page. We're the people on the same page.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what
Correct. There, yeah. A good friend of mine, Sam Dunawald of the Dice Exploder podcast, talks about RPGs being like when you go over to your friend's house and you bring your action figures and you just like smash guys together, and that like the guys can be in conflict, but we as players have looked forward to like going around to each other's house, and yeah.
Your smashing action figures together is different to mine.
Oh well, hey, there can be conflict there too.
Did we forget to do history changes at the end of our session?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Correct.
Do we want to do that now?
Let's
do
it.
we remember
Sure.
enough of last session to think about it?
It can be a good opportunity to recap or remind ourselves as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it should be there for. This is yes.
Put it at the start of the next session rather than the end of the previous one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is everyone has to pick someone that they know is it that knows you better or that you know better? I can't remember
it's
the
that
direction.
you know better. History is how do I feel
Yeah.
about you? So it's yeah.
Yeah,
So
history is one of the hardest parts of AW for me. Like
because
just to get like I always get confused about which way around it is.
The direction, yeah. So I just want to make sure we get that right. But basically, we're going to decide if someone knows us better or if someone knows us worse, and then the history scores that we have will adjust. And if they go past a +3, you get XP. If they go below a -3, you get XP, and then it resets to 0.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at the text here, and I've just told you the wrong thing, but
I thought so.
for the wrong reason. So it is history is how you feel about someone, but the mechanic of play is you tell someone to change their history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is yes.
Yeah. So I'm happy to go first because I think mine is really straightforward.
Yeah.
Which is Sydney, I think Lockheed knows Wolf worse.
Okay. I wasn't sure which way we were going to go.
Yeah, I think that there's like a rift there and a gap in understanding of like maybe I don't think Lockheed thought it would go that badly for them to feel that way and have that on their face.
Yes. They didn't think that having those feelings would it's like they didn't do anything really. You just like it wasn't them being.
I perceptively, as an empath, intuited how they were feeling and got mad about it. Cool. So yes, -1 for you.
Thank you. I will return the favor, but in the other direction, and say that you know Lockheed better, and the thing is like Lockheed has changed since you last hung out, and I think that's where the rift is coming from. But you know them better now, which is there's a sense of like care and groundedness for Lockheed that wasn't there before.
Cool.
Who knows Saf better or worse after last episode, Josh?
I don't know because I feel like this might be a symptom of my poor memory, but I don't feel like there was necessarily a lot of lot of interaction between Saf and party.
It wasn't a lot.
And
It
so
was a little bit.
My character met yours briefly.
Right.
That did happen. There wasn't a ton to that interaction.
Yeah.
And then there was the other thing that happened with Saf was that there was that one person who came in and had a bunch of money, but everyone didn't like them anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
there was
not
some regulars and stuff that came
Yeah.
in.
There is also the nature of this being like a fairly small town, for want of a better word, which is
Yeah.
like stuff that happens with SAF gets around, right? Like people talk because there's no TV, there's nothing else to do. So you could absolutely reach out and be like, "Hey, Wolf, like you hear this or whatever."
Yeah,
Yep.
or like
Sure.
Lockheed knows me worse for this reason because of this thing they heard or whatever. We can abstract it out a little bit.
Or as
guess-
someone in chat has said, Kane SD has said in chat that a lack of interaction is probably grounds for someone not knowing you better. There can be the sense of like decay of that intimacy.
Okay. I think I think maybe maybe from the tension in the interaction. No, I think I would say that if Wolf and Saf had this, a little bit of the meet cute moment, the I think there was a drink sent over, but it was like, yeah, you're still
Yep.
paying for the food.
Yeah, right. Like I was like, oh, is it free? No.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
absolutely
no.
not.
So I guess I'd probably +1 there. Like
All
that
right, well,
feels, yeah,
Cool.
it feels like, oh, okay. Like I think it's a fair statement of like, yep, this is better, but also there's a little bit of line here.
Yeah, it's
Getting
not.
a sense of Saf's character.
You're not getting handouts from Saf. So that does roll me over from a +3 to, I think I go to a +1.
You go to a 0.
Or does it go to a 0?
Oh, no, sorry. No. You're right. +1.
Okay.
It's 0 if you go under.
Yeah. And so I get to mark experience, and there is an often enjoyed bonus house rule of when your hex does this, that you share a secret about yourself, about your character with the other player.
Oh, I
They
love that.
they have some insight about you. And so
Mm,
if it's all right with everyone, I would love to offer Saf an insight into Wolf.
okay.
Which is that she is kind of like desperate and out of options. There isn't really anywhere else for her to go. She can't like pick up and leave. This was her last shot at maybe finding somewhere to like make some scratch, get some food, that kind of thing. So she is stuck here.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Well, off the back of that, let's at the end of the session, at the start of the session, sorry.
We do highlights.
Yeah. So the high hex player highlights one stat, and the MC highlights another. So for each person who's got that, who do you have the highest hex for?
Mine is even, so I'm gonna wait and give
Oh,
some.
so you can be retaliatory?
Well, no, I'm going to spread the love around so everyone gets a turn.
Mine's even, but I'm a bit more clear on it, which is I would love to have some staff time. So I'm gonna give Josh I'm gonna flag that I'm gonna drive towards staff this session, and I'm gonna give Josh the authority to tell me what kind of driving you would like that to be.
I feel like you said what's your high stat?
My weird is real good. And if you'd like me to come get weird with you, I can do that. My hot is real bad. I can also come get real bad hot with you.
I feel like weird would actually. I feel like we've not. It would be nice, I think, for us to bring in more weird into the space. So yeah, I would say
Great
weird.
request.
Yeah, I had an answer, and then I looked at your sheet and saw the -1 hot, and just went, nah, let's do that.
All right, beautiful. Thank you.
Josh, who does Saf have?
Lockheed.
I think so. Was that Lockheed?
Lockheed. Yep, Sydney.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I do the thing sometimes where I fall out of my own character names.
I forget mine too.
You know what? I want you to come get weird with me. Let's mark your weird as well.
Okay.
Come on this journey.
Time for a seance.
Cool. I'm interested in seeing. I'm so curious what happens if I highlight your hard.
This is just the everybody falls on their face episode.
The default move for GMs, I think, is always just highlight the worst stat. Like if you don't.
Be like, you want that XP, you got to work for it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Having seen the other two completely ignore Wolf in this interaction, Wolf.
I don't know, Sydney. Our character's just banged and then had a falling out. So you tell me what to do.
Yeah. This is really hard because the thing that I want to highlight, right? I love playing on actual play because the people who watch this stream are the kind of people who like hearing me talk about this shit. I wanna dig into this like vulnerability, right? But there is no be vulnerable stat. That's not a thing that's available to you. And I kind of I think I'm gonna mark hard for that reason. That I want to see this vulnerability make you into I don't know how what our swear rules are on this, but I say make you into a very specific type of person that I may be able to describe in less words in Australia.
Yeah, like you might see me next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if we have a language thing.
I figure it's Sean Nittner's deal. I will pitch to Sean Nittner level of language, which is pretty gentle. So I'll sit there.
Would Sean say it? I want someone to be sharp this session, so I think that's up to you, Wolf.
Okay. I will sniff out trouble and then shoot at it.
Classic.
Now,
like a plan.
What do we do with our highlighted stat? Did anybody use their highlighted stat last time?
Yeah.
I did one
So
time.
yeah. What happens is each time at the start, you remove your highlights from the previous session. You add the new highlights. So on Roll20, you can click the box. And every time you roll that stat, you get to mark experience. And then once you have 5 experience, you get an improvement. And I'm just going to check if Roll20 will automatically.
That was going to be my question.
You have to remember to mark.
Yeah, it's all manual in this one.
Yeah. But you can go back up and see the previous rolls in the chat.
Right. Okay. So, because it was, I think hot was one of mine last time.
I would have, because I tend to highlight people's best stat on the first session.
So you should have at least 1 XP then.
So I should have 1 XP. Hot. There we go. I think it was
roll of the day.
I think it was hot and cool. I think I remember unchecking cool. So
yeah, I think that sounds right.
That tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Great.
Cool. Well, then the other thing to do for the start of the session then, which is not as much of a problem for Saf, but the other two. So everyone will have a bottom move for
our lifestyle.
A lifestyle, exactly. So Saf, I think, as the Maestro D, your lifestyle is automatically paid for by your bar, but I think it is fair to the Maestro D's one is your lifestyle is paid for. I think it would be fair to let you spend an extra barter if you wanted to live extravagantly on top of that.
Okay. I think for now, I'm probably keeping things relatively low key. I would say living extravagantly would be, I would use that to my advantage.
Yep. Who else has got? Who else knows what they're doing for? Do people have enough scratch?
Yeah, one of the cool things about being a savvy head is you start with like 6, because you just have a bunch of stuff on you. The idea is that you're going to be having to buy a lot of people's goodwill to get stuff done. And I think I will just pay out of that 6 and live my regular life.
Cool. Gun logo.
Yeah. So there's, I could afford to pay, but there's also this thing where I can take a job instead of paying, right? And I think I'm really interested in doing that because it's a way to check out some of the other stuff that's happening in the town and some of the other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me just double check what my job options are. I remember the one is bodyguarding for a local warlord or heart holder type person, which is a tempting one because we have 2 competing warlords.
One of them would offer you that work, the other wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not everyone's style.
What are those warlords' names? They're not on my.
Those warlords are Bean, who is the one with the compound up on the hill that I think like during the opening credits we see a bunch of like pilgrims like wandering up to that compound, like going up the serpentine like broken road between all of the like blackened trees toward that compound. Like seeing pilgrims to that is a thing. And the other one is I did have him as a warlord. I actually changed him to just be the head of a group of brutes, which is Jackabacca, who is the like top dog of a crew that calls themselves the Union Boys. So
love a Union man.
Yeah.
So far, he's been very quiet and mysterious.
So
you go.
I would like to run a gig, specifically execute a murder on behalf of a wealthy NPC. So who do you think approaches Wolf with the offer of like, hey, can you kill this guy for me?
That's amazing. I love it. Let me get my windows. Also, just so you 3 are aware, the stream has all of my GM notes. So if you want to see that, you can look at the stream.
Spy
If
on
you
the
don't,
stream.
this is your spoiler warning.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh.
I don't mind playing with I don't mind doing the open book test.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that I don't mind y'all looking. I just wanted to make sure that it's an option. All right. So
as you look to fill the air, I'll say that I think we finished up with like Bean trying to press Lockheed into like doing some dumb work on an antenna or something. And that would be a great place to like spend barter. But I think that I will spend this barter with the goal that if whether we play it or not, both work. That I'm gonna essentially tell him to fuck himself, and I'm gonna like look after myself.
I have a hard spot I'm going to put you in for in a second.
Good.
I think Jackabacca wants Kettle dead. Kettle is someone that none of us have met yet, but Kettle is is Bean's administrator, right? Like the person who handles paperwork and records and all of those sorts of things. I think if you say if you just hang out in town for a day and make it known that you are a badass murder machine who is happy to take money for those services, the Union Boys are going to hear about it first, like because they're closer.
Yep.
And they're furious about the situation with Wisher.
Right, who got the big payout.
Yeah.
Got,
I mean, they're also being shitty to Wisher, but like that at least got a little bit simmered down, so that was nice. But I think, yeah. So, are you waiting for someone to come to you, or are you going to go and, like, if you hear that someone might have work, you can go and search them out?
I think, yeah, she would go wandering around the town essentially and like look indoors, knock, like see who's who and what's what, and just like
Cool.
is a person who is very heavily armed, clumping around the town.
So we have like
nothing to
the pile of mechs that people have cut doors into, where you like bang on the thing and like some like father like hides a child and things
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
And then eventually, I think you head around to that industrial building.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's this like old red brick, like long industrial like factory type building. And all of the windows are boarded up with corrugated iron, and the door has been like reinforced with that. And you go and like give it a solid pounding to kind of request access. I think Tao is the one who like pokes his fucking like his beady little eyes out of like check who it is, and it's like, are you the monster?
I'm Wolf.
Yeah. Werewolf, yeah. What you want?
I'm looking for work. And when she says work, she just like lifts her shoulder that has the sniper rifle over it to make it clear what kind of work she is looking for.
Yep, and his eyes go wide, and he's like, "We always got work. That's what we're about." And like he's like, just sec, and like just moves away from the door, and it like is slightly ajar.
Yeah, so she follows him in.
Yep, cool, awesome. So this area that you come into is like has had all but the like supporting beams knocked out, and everything. The roof is technically there. There are, you can see the sections of the floor that aren't used because that's where it leaks. And the whole place, other than those sections, is just laid out with technology, right? With machines, just scattered across the floor. And like after a second, you're like, oh wait, okay, so there's two different kinds of pile of stuff. And there are probably 24 all men here, or at least man-looking, who are all with various different tools or things, like taking things apart. And sometimes sometimes like a thing will go pop and they get shit all over them, and sometimes you'll just see they'll like do something the wrong way and end up like bleeding and all these sorts of things. But they appear to be like taking parts out of machinery, and like up the back, you see this. I mean, this like barrel of a man just pick up, like, it's like watching someone pick up like a desktop tower and just go and like rip it apart. Right? He just is like, and then throws the bits to some of the other blokes who then start taking apart the smaller bits, but he's just doing the quick bit of like, it would take you several minutes. I can just do this. And by the time you've like taken the thing in, it like slightly weird, like slightly unsettlingly quickly, I think, like Tao is up there being like that tiger's here. That one that everyone says, they all say, he's got the spook. And Jakabeka like looks up in a in an almost mechanical way, or not mechanical, in an almost hydraulic way, and like kind of just points his face at you for a second, and then starts like lumbering over. Gets to within distance of like, you're not sure if you would be able to hit him consistently with a thrown knife.
Right. Okay.
And he says, "You're looking for union work?"
And she just like shrugs. I don't know what that is,
But
I need work because I need
He
to.
just is like around.
Nah, I bring in the good stuff from out there.
Yeah. This one, hey?
Yeah, and again, she just kind of shrugs and waits.
Yeah. You kill people or you make them disappear?
I kill them, and they can be seen or not. Sometimes they want to be seen, sometimes they don't.
Options. And yeah, he like stops for a minute and just kind of thinks to himself, and like throws his eyes for a half second towards Wisher, who is working on his own. Like most people are working in like teams of a couple.
Right, no one wants to work with Wisher right now. Yeah.
Wisher seems to have the most delicate electronic stuff as well.
Right.
And I think like while Wisher hasn't noticed this, but while Jackback is thinking, he goes up and takes something from someone else's pile. Everyone and he goes back to and starts taking that apart. Right? Like he's spotted something like this really delicate electronics that is clearly his specialty. Doesn't ask to take it. And that is the thing where Jakabak is like, "You met Kettle?"
I'm new around here. Haven't met many people.
"You met a man what wears a tie?" You haven't.
Yeah, and she just like
the same thing for anyone to do in this situation.
She doesn't know what a tie is, probably.
He got a ribbon around his neck.
Oh, yeah, and she kind of like rolls her eyes, like,
yeah,
that kind of guy.
You met people who think they're fancy before.
Yeah.
He's like, not a big problem if you meet him, but meeting him will be a problem. He looks around and just like points to one of the piles and is like, "That's yours." If he's, he says, "That's yours if you can't count."
Can't count?
I don't care if he's dead. I don't care if he's injured. If Kettle can't count, that's yours.
Okay. And she's thinking like, I gotta cut this guy's fingers off, because that's how you do counting.
But yeah, so that is like, anything else?
Yeah, is this public or private?
I think he glances at Wisher momentarily again. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. And she like reaches down and just like picks up a handful of stuff from that pile that he had indicated, and just like, I need to eat like first.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna go do that.
Fair enough.
And she just
he goes fair enough.
Pocket.
Got to feed the machine.
Yeah, and she like smirks under her rebreather.
Yeah. Like you could swear that like on his exhale there's like sooty smoke on the exhale.
Yeah, before I go, I want to read this fella.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I need to know if they're gonna screw me over. I get a 9,
Nice.
which I believe gives
Wonderful.
me 1 question.
Yeah.
Let me bring up the handout.
Where's my sheet? Basic moves.
Sorry, I'm ill prepared to be doing
Moves
this.
for white girls.
Ill prepared to be doing this was actually the working title of Apocalypse World First Edition.
I suppose it. Yeah, I'm embodying my character very specifically here. Oh,
So 7 and 9, hold 1, which I guess you're spending now at the end of the interaction because it's the end of the interaction.
yeah. It's just like the vibe at the end of this conversation.
Mm.
Like, is this person going to betray me, etc. So, I would like to know. Yeah, how could I get Jakabaka to pay me on time, the full amount that it's worth, and like have more work for me going forward? Like, how can I establish a good working relationship with Jakabaka?
Jakabaka paying you on time the full amount? I think right now he's got the payment. That's a thing that might go away, right? Like, it's very clear that there are good piles and there are bad piles, and there's a lot more bad piles right now than there are good piles. If someone else takes the good shit and you come back and expect payment and he hasn't got it anymore, right? That's a problem. You establish a good working relationship by making this as embarrassing or annoying or generally shitty for Bean as possible.
Okay, embarrassing.
So, like, this is specifically all about fucking off Bean.
Right, sending a
And
message.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's
Great.
it's not go and kill Bean, right? There's a reason for that. But it is about making his life shit in some way, right?
Cool.
So
yeah, she just like stuffs this handful of crap in her pocket, and just says, maybe by the end of the day, and then like walks out the door.
cool. Sick. Who wants to be cut to? Do we want to jump to Lockheed or do you want to jump to Saf?
No, not
I have no investment. Did you say not it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Nice. Well done. Good job. You're
Yeah,
catching it.
Hit me, Ash. Actually,
right.
Yeah, because you said
is
you had
this-
a bad spot for Sydney.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this contiguous with our last play session? Because if so, I had a thing that I was thinking of doing, and I was like, I'll keep my hand off this button because we're close to the end of this session.
Tell me about it, and we can jump back and forth and like work out whether or not that's the thing.
Well, I wanted to try something. I wanted to test something with you that in this high trust environment. I've said for a long time, I've talked about like the fact that Go aggro is always used with like violent threats and whatever, and I want to play with it as so the text for our wonderful audience or people who aren't familiar with Apocalypse World is when you go aggro on someone, make it clear what you want them to do and what you'll do to them. Then you roll plus hard, and on a 10+, they have some hard choices to make. And here's my plan. What I want them to do, I want Bean to leave me alone. What I'm going to do to them, I'm going to be the pissy little bitch. I'm going to make this an incredibly unpleasant workspace. And that is by like wandering around and huffing under my breath and kicking stuff. And just, when someone around you has like a problem and their tension bleeds over onto you, I'm going to make this a toxic workspace and not. I'm not directly threatening violence, but I would love to test whether Go Aggro holds up in this scenario.
Absolutely. De-harm.
I love that about you. Yeah. It's so the term used in Apocalypse World is like deprivation, de-harm, and the deprivation is of like a nice place to be.
Yeah, or it could almost be Psy-harm, right?
Psy-harm, one Psy-harm.
Just like
this game is so good and dumb at the same time.
It's amazing. All right, so he's there. He's told you to do the job.
Yeah, and it's to build a specific thing that I don't think I've delved into like what it is yet, right? But it's like a broadcast receive tower.
It's got a picture of a thing that seems to be built on like some kind of like metal tower.
Yeah. And I think that like a part of me not rolling like Rita Sitch to figure this out is that I don't really care at this point. I'm more interested in being petulant.
Yep. Cool.
I got a 10. I think this is a perfect chance to test this out.
Yeah.
So on a 10 plus, Bean has to choose to either force my hand and have this horrible environment, or to cave and leave me alone for a day.
I think, yeah. I think Bean is like fucking like upsets his shitty comb over, like, like get like very clearly like out of sorts, and is like glad to see that we have that we understand each other. Looking forward to seeing the outcome of your work. It's been really good talking to you. I've got important things to do. And just kind of like bumps into a couple of things, very nearly like sets off a booby trap that would severely injure him on the way out. But yeah, he's left you with a small box of components that he thinks are the things that you need to build this. He seems to be under the impression that you've agreed to do it. Having given you the parts to do so. Whether or not that was actually true is in the wind. And your antenna mobile thing goes ping.
Yeah, beautiful. By antenna mobile thing, you're talking about the weird send receive psychic antenna that I have set up outside.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. It indicates that something is happening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, do you want me to take initiative here, or do you want to press on this as the...
I want to know, my question to you, Sydney, is what do you do?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, so I think I'm like too... So, cool thing about Apocalypse World here, there's a version where I'm like, I look through this box for stuff, but no one highlighted my sharp, so I don't give a shit about that. I think I'm in too much of a mood to like be thinking rationally about this stuff. And so I'm going to I'm gonna like rummage through it, but it's not rummaging in a practical sense. It's more like meditative. This is me engaging with things, because things are not like Wolf. Things like they stay the same. They are, unless you change them. They don't have mood swings on you when you're just trying to care about them. So I think this is
This can speak.
this is Lockheed opening their brain to
Opening their brain.
the second maelstrom. Yeah.
So okay, so this is interesting. So you're opening your brain with the box, not with the antenna.
Here's the pitch that I'm throwing to you. Let me know. The antenna, the way that I see it narratively, is like attached to my workspace.
Yep.
And so I think like one of the things we spoke about was like the fact that it's like the parabolic dish that disperses things. So I think that like if you're cool with this pitch, I'm in my workspace, I'm opening my brain. It is absolutely cool for you to like bring the antenna into this space.
Okay, cool. I like that as an indication.
Yeah. And I think like positive and negative, right? That the antenna is usable from anywhere in my workspace, but also means there's nowhere in my workspace I can go where I'm not affected by it in some way, or I'm not under its thrall in some way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, cool. Was that? Let's see the. Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. All right. Open your brain. So let's hit the trigger when you open your brain to the psychic maelstrom. Roll plus weird. Cool. It is a great little. 9 succeeds partially, and I mark XP for rolling a highlighted stat. On a 7 to 9, the MC gives you an impression. If they already know what all there is to know, you'll tell me that.
An impression?
Tell me something new and interesting about the current situation. You might ask me a question or two, and I am obliged to answer them.
Okay, cool. At the current situation. I'm gonna stretch this a little bit. It's you feel your body like remember a movement of the actuators in a hip and a shoulder being hit, your cockpit being hit in the middle of your chest, which means that your pilot is gone, and you remember the specific way that you land as you move and never move again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're snapped back to the moment with short, long, short.
It's been a while. It's been a while since Nav 101. I remember my Morse code.
This is what I was like.
Is that SOS?
No, SOS is short, long, short.
Yeah, it's 3.
Short. Yeah, short, long, short. Starting with a long puts us in the middle of the alphabet. So the second one is like M or N or M, somewhere between M and P. Long, short, long, short. I don't remember what a short, long is. Fuck it. I'll roll some dice about it later.
Yep, absolutely.
Is this like
I'll
disorienting or comforting?
I'll give you the feeling of those signals specifically for Lockheed are round and then sharp.
Okay, so it's something M or something N.
Like Lockheed's experience of the bodily.
Cool.
It's definitely Booba than Kiki.
I love Booba and Kiki.
Is there anything else you want to
okay.
do here, or do you
I would like to ask: is this disorienting? Like, do I come away from this feeling, like, because when you say you, there's this sense of like embodiment, right? Do I come away from it feeling like I have been like stripped away and shaken, or is this like?
No, it's when I say you, I mean it's the memory of a movement. Because like it's almost as if like it's the memory of a movement of being of like what it of like how that body moves. But the snapping back is the snapping back with that like weird kind of like shaking, that is seeing it from outside. Right,
Yeah.
like the Morse is seeing is like is something that is looking at that movement, that position.
Yeah, cool.
I think just to just because I want to make sure that I'm not being a complete mystery, I will remind you about the places that we have on the map.
Oh yeah. Hills works hard. Okay, and I didn't have like a confirming visual of this, right? It was all sensational.
It was very much an embodied feeling, but you remember that that parts of your body included actuators and a cockpit.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go looking for something more important. I'm gonna have to send Wolf to go looking for something. That's cool. I think there's a sense of like, man, like I'm not sticking around here to fuck with Ben's nonsense. Like, and this is why I'm paying the lifestyle instead of doing what he wants. I just knock the shit onto the ground, head out, grab my like webbing pockets on the way. I'm gonna head down to Saf's place and just fucking chill out.
Wonderful. There's the door's blocked by like a small crowd of people.
Okay.
Like, and you can see that two people are like half wedged in the door as they're both trying to get in. This is more people than you've seen here in a little bit.
Yeah. People don't usually come to like see me in crowds. It's usually a very personal thing. Yeah, I guess like I just with like a bit of incredulity. It's like, hey, like calm the fuck down. The door frame won't take that kind of pressure. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like I think the general cacophony of like a couple of people responding to you all at once is that someone said that there wasn't enough food for everyone, and so they're like but like I should get some, right? So I should be in there, and these people can wait, and they're all making that move.
Oh, is this the door of Saf's place?
Yeah, the door of Saf's place.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. I had this at the door of my. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, right. Not really built to calm down crowds, right? Yeah. It's in Bill's house. The food's in Bill's house. I don't have a lot of like options for crowds, right? And so I think it's just like, yeah, like, who told you there wasn't enough food? Saf's never let us down before.
Is this reading a sitch?
Yeah. Good call. It is. Let's do that.
So we're going to cut to Saf in a minute, but I wanted to give you the opportunity for dice if you wanted it.
I'll take it. It's a miss.
Well.
I'm going to ask one. I'm going to prepare for the worst. Oh man, they're like these are all really good questions to ask. One of my favorite things about Reader Stitch is that I am like handcuffed to their questions, and so
Mhm.
like who's in control here is a really good one. For who said this and what's the deal? What should I be on the lookout for? Is like what's the actual reality of this situation? Yeah, all right. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. I know what people are saying to me, but what I'm actually interested in is what should I be on the lookout for? What's actually going on?
I need a note. What was? What was the thing that that Wolf had said?
Oh, I said
Wow.
Russ never sleeps.
Yeah, right. I think
Mhm.
someone says like
And then like
someone
X
says
never
a hungry
sleeps.
belly never sleeps.
Yeah. A hungry belly never sleeps.
Hungry belly never
Yeah.
sleeps.
Yeah, and that just like that kind of like we get to
That's- yeah.
like clucking, right? Like that's the bit that just
Yeah.
cuts through the rest of the noise.
Yeah, I should be on the lookout for whatever big picture thing is happening here. The little picture is irrelevant. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
So
Got it.
inside, this is too many people. You've had like groups come in before, but like you're struggling to like move through the space, and like these and like people are trying to like get towards the like bar where like the kitchen is behind, and like they all just like they seems like they all came into town as one big group, 30, 40 people, just like out of nowhere, and all decided that they needed food, like that's what they're doing now, and that like and it did not take very long for someone to just kind of come up with this idea of like, oh, it doesn't look like there's a lot of food here. And so yeah, you can see you've gone from the bit where you like actually kick into like actually being able to do anything because this has happened so quickly is the bit where you go, oh, there's the like the panic is starting.
I
So-
want to grab a quick piece of information from you, Saf, that helps me just with the visualization here. When we say like this place is packed full with people, are we talking about like 5 people, 20 people, 200 people? How big is this place?
I'd say I'm assuming that this is a group of people in the front, right?
Mhm.
Who are,
It's everyone's it's because the problem being that they're all going for the like the food service bar.
I would say that it's probably crowded with a good third. Like if there's 40 people, it's crowded. Like it would be at capacity. The fire codes would say this is slightly over what I would recommend. Yep. So I would say that like it might be like if you were trying to get into a nightclub on a full night, like
Mhm.
shoulder to shouldery. It's pretty tight. It would be kind of loud, kind of cacophonous, which
And
I
like
can't imagine I'm a fan of.
this is 30 or 40 people extra on top of your usual clientele. So
Mm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, like some people couldn't get in or waiting outside, or there's
Yep.
some milling about occurring.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the bit where someone goes, do they not have enough food? Right. And that's the moment of the emotional space changes.
Yeah, no, I don't think Yeah, I feel like if a bunch of people are crowding the bar, I would still be looking for some kind of order. I'm guessing there aren't that many people working.
There's only usually like one or two people working.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's either the cook is serving as well or a cook and a server.
Did they come in together, or is this just
Yeah.
like a flood of people?
No, they well, it seems like someone unloaded a bus,
Okay.
right? Like they aren't all unified in or like they're not all clearly the same group of people, but they also like have enough to be like, oh, like they at least have several hours of knowing each other, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Okay. So I think Saf goes over to the food service portion, kind of like not not particularly stressed, not in a hurry about it, like is trying to assess things, but outwards is pretty composed. Stands on top of the bar, is okay, so I see that our fine establishment has a few more people than usual. Just fine. Everybody will be taken care of. Welcome. And I think Saf just like, go ahead.
You said a thing that triggers a move. If you think it applies, is this reading a charged situation as well? Is this you reading the same that charged situation?
Sure. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So, if I'm reading a situation, I would be rolling sharp.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Oh, that's a 5.
Buddy.
Miss.
Yeah. You still get to ask one of those questions, and I will still answer it.
Okay. I will. Come on. I have to open this thing. And I don't know why it won't drag the other. There we go. Reading situation. We're going to. I think I'll ask who's in control here.
Nice.
Oh. Yep, that's that hand that just kicks it straight to yeah. Up the back on the other side, already got some food. You didn't notice them come in. They're big, ridiculously pretty eyes glint with a little bit of mystery and mischief. Is Gams with they take a little bit of bread, dip it, like use it to mop up a little bit of food, put it between their ruby red, perfectly shaped lips, and like make eye contact with you.
For clarification, when it says ask one anyway, but be prepared for the worst, does be prepared for the worst, is that in the context of the situation is potentially bad, or is it like
It
the
invites
information that you're receiving is inaccurate, or
it invites the GM to give you an answer, but one that is, but also make a move at the same time, right? So, like, rather than me just giving you information, I'm making a move and giving you information at like in the same thing.
okay?
So,
Yeah, the idea is that like you get very bad news in answer to your question. It's like,
Yeah.
what should I be on the lookout for? Oh, you're being ambushed by 30 guys with guns and they're already shooting at you. That kind of thing.
Okay.
right. It's the thing that's interesting about it is by asking the question. If you roll a 6 or less on Weird Situation, you asking the question is you saying to a certain degree what kind of move or what kind of trouble you would like the GM to be introducing with this, right? It's a little bit of like negotiation in the language there. It's
Okay.
just hidden under a layer of mechanism.
Cool. I like it. All right. Well, Gams is the person who I basically like owe one to, so to speak. They're the one who helped essentially get the establishment off the ground and help me make my connections. And it sounds like if this is the case that they've shown up at this point, I can't help but imagine Gams usually doesn't come around just for social calls. So there's probably something going on here. Saf, while trying to do a little bit of crowd work, catches Gams's eye, and I would say that Gams probably has earned their name, so to speak. So there's probably a hotness rivalry taking place at this point.
I have a note, like for me, my personal note that I've got for Gams is otherworldly beauty, like like there's something almost fey about them,
Okay.
like we as main characters and the audience would go, oh, that's unsettling, right? That's weird. Like it like for us as an audience, it's uncomfortable. To everyone else, they're all just pulled in.
Okay. So I would say it's less a rivalry than a more this is a space where kind of starts like showing out a little bit, right? Trying to kind of impress the impressive, so to speak. So but I think that Saf is still working the crowd, right? Recognizes that he's going to have to go over and figure out what's going on, but first wants to get the crowd under control.
Yeah. Sounds like it may be a seduce or manipulate for the crowd.
Yeah, I feel
Or
like
it could be go aggro if you in the way that Sydney discussed earlier, right? Of being like making demands and threats.
For as much as I would love the XP, I feel like
Yes.
I feel like this is a big group of people. It's inside the establishment. This is I feel like this is in the John Wick style of like, okay, if you're gonna do stuff, you're not gonna do it in here. Like this is when you're at the hotel, like this is neutral territory. You can do this stuff, but you're not gonna do it here. And I think Saf is holding to that. So I think this is more hot. This is showing up, putting on the charm, getting everybody to chill. And again, there's enough food. There's nothing to worry about. But I would
I'm
encourage
so
everybody
sorry.
to.
I'm so sorry, Saf. There isn't, like,
Is
if
there
you
not
feed all these
enough
people,
food?
there's not going to be enough food. Like you're going to cut into you're going to cut into your long-term supplies.
Oh, okay.
Like, you will. It will throw a question mark on whether or not you make it to the next time, whether or not you comfortably, without rationing, make it to the next time a merchant comes through, a trader comes through.
Okay. Are there?
I mean, you can lie. You can lie to people.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely,
What?
right.
Hey.
I just wanted to make sure that that like.
Are there other established? People go to eat other places, right?
In their homes.
Oh, okay. So this is the only place where people. Okay.
Or the compound. But like, you have to be let into the compound.
Okay.
You're the only like freely open place that serves food. Like, it's almost a novelty to have a place that does hospitality like this.
Yeah, one of the things that's like inherent in the choice of being the Maître D is that like you set out that you do a thing that no one else can do, and that's why you're special. And so like by saying you're the place with easy food that people can come into, what you're also saying is, and therefore that is like special, that is an exclusive thing.
Yeah. So I think what I would do then, we've got a bunch of extra people, and I think what I would want to do is essentially convince folks that, like, yeah, this is a special thing. This is unique. We're a tapas restaurant, right? Like this is like this is
Small plates.
you come here and you get small portions and get to try an interesting thing, which is the same
Nice.
shit that we always have, but I'm not.
So you're
it's not.
rationing it
Yeah,
for
this
them.
is. Yeah, and I think that the people who are regulars will recognize that, like, as these people are getting their like tiny, experience of whatever, that they're being like, they're not going to say anything about it because they recognize that, like, these folks are from, I don't know where the fuck they're from, but yeah. So I think that's the intention. Is this is the charm, this is the marketing. It's amazing to see so many new faces here, so many lovely, interesting faces, even though they're probably not that lovely. But again, this is part of the charm. I'm glad you're here. Today we have a special sampling of some of our fine fare. We've got a something new that we're trying, so allow me to please help yourself, make your way to the bar. There's no menu that anybody, I assume there's not like a paper menu that somebody looks at. So yeah, so they show up, they pay, and maybe they're not getting as much as they would if they were here another time, but they don't know that.
Cool. Sounds like you're seducing or manipulating.
Okay.
I'm going to say that you can't slice this as thin as you'd like. You can keep the calm. You can keep the peace, or you can keep your surplus.
I'm pretty well connected, right? Like,
you are?
Could I, and I guess please look, like, if this would be unwise, happy to come up with, would this be a place where I could use a barter to connect?
Absolutely. Yes. If you want to throw some barter at this, I'm happy for you to throw 2 barter at it.
I think I have 1 barter.
I'm happy for you to borrow it off of. I'm happy for you to say that you will borrow some of it off of. any of the other players or an NPC? If there's someone you think you could borrow some money off of, I'm sure.
I think
in
Gams
fact,
is
that
in the bag.
Gams is happy to lend you.
Yeah,
money.
I think this is a situation where this is an interaction with Gams. So, yeah, the Saf says, gives the instruction to start cutting the portions down. Gets it's like the staff's like, we don't have that much, and so obviously not showing that to anybody, but if the crowd has calmed and is waiting for their food, Saf makes his way back to Gams and is like,
you can send Toyota with some. So like this is, if you get that butter, you can send Toyota to go and get some extra food from the fucking compound.
okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Saf would go to Gams and be like, so you brought some extra company? Did you? So there's a lot of folks here. You know how our supplies run.
Yeah, I think they're like, they're big, like jet black eyes sparkle, and they smile broadly, and they like step up into your personal space and say, I'm always happy to bring extra attention to the very special places that I find. And they pull out a little like cigarette box and of some stuff, and they're like, I know you've got connections, and they pass it to you, and they say, don't worry, this isn't going to last forever. Things will get better.
Yeah. So goes ahead and takes a cigarette and
It's a cigar box full of like barter. So they're handing you the barter.
oh, I see. Cool. All right. So yeah, I would take the box and like,
And like you do feel like you're like, oh yeah, this problem isn't so bad. Like all problems eventually go away. You have this
right.
Like,
I feeling charmed on otherworldly charmed. Yeah, and so yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And with a little bit of a without breaking eye contact, like snaps and Toyota comes over, passes the box to Toyota and says, make it work. And Toyota, gives the go ahead, takes off, and
everyone who isn't Saf sees the incredibly dirty look that Toyota gives to Gams.
Okay. So yeah. So what are? It's been a while since I've seen you here, Gams. What brings you to my part of town?
I think let's cut for here for our break, and I want to come back in. I think the thing that we fade out on is like just a little bit of idle conversation, where like Gams is just more in like, if anyone were looking from the outside, they'd assume that Saf and Gams were fucking, right? Like that it's like the personal space intrusion is that, and that's what we fade out on, and we'll come back after a break. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. So we'll come back at 35.
Great.
Where's my